it's Sarah, and today I'm here to talk about my wrap up for February. It wasn't as much as I was hoping it was going to be, but I don't know. I didn't hit a reading slump necessarily, but I definitely hit a few days where I just wasn't reading. Things got a little busy and crazy, but I still did manage to read 3 full books, and then I'm in the middle of 2 books right now, so it's not terrible. So the first book that I completed in the month of February was The Shimmering Road by Hester Young. I did do a complete review of this book. This is an art copy that the publisher had sent me. So if you missed that review, I will leave it linked down below if you guys want to check it out. But this is book number 2 in the Charlie Kate series, which is kind of a mystery series with a little bit of paranormal thrown in there as well. I really enjoyed it. The first one is called The Gates of Evangeline, and I really liked that one. This one wasn't quite as gripping as the first one was, but I still really enjoyed it, and it's set in Tucson, Arizona, which is where I lived for 4 years, so I really like that aspect of it as well. But if you want to hear more of my thoughts, go ahead and watch the review video down below, but I gave this one 4 stars. The next book that I completed was another book that I received for review actually back in the summer of last year, and it came out in August. And I don't know what happened, but I just kept putting it off or just not picking it up. But I finally did, and I absolutely ended up loving this book. So that is With Love from the Inside by Angela Pissell. And I do have a review video for this one up as well, so I'll leave that link down below too. But this one is kind of a contemporary, or maybe like a women's fiction with a little bit of a mystery thrown in there as well. This follows a girl whose mother is on death row for killing her infant son when she was, I think it was 17 years before this book started, is when she was tried and put in jail, so she was on death row. And so now it's 17 years in the future. The daughter is grown, and she is kind of finds herself thrown back into her past and trying to maybe figure out if actually her mother didn't do this. So it was really good. I really enjoyed it. The audiobook is fantastic, and I gave this one 4 stars as well. Okay, so the next book I read was for our book club, and our theme this month was to read a book with red on the cover, and we ended up picking Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This book was fantastic, and it's really hard to describe it, so I'm going to try. Bear with me. It's very science-y. It follows a man who is a scientist, and he is just kind of living his normal life. He's a professor at a college, kind of feeling like he didn't really live up to his potential in his field, but he's happy, he's married, he has a child, so he's quietly happy, I guess you could say. And then one night he finds himself getting kidnapped and drugged and taken to a remote location, and everyone seems to know who he is, and he has no clue what's going on. He wakes up in a strange place, he has no clue what's happening. I really don't want to say anything other than that because it's so good, and I think the best way to go into this is not really having any expectations of what's going to happen, because you will just not know. You're not going to be able to guess it. It is incredible. It was very fast-paced. I was just wanting to find out what was going to happen and what was happening, because you spend a lot of this time going, what in the world is happening here? In the best way possible. Lots of twists and turns, really good. Blake Crouch is a phenomenal writer. He just writes really well. And everything that I've read of his so far, I've really loved, including this one. I gave it 5 stars. If you have not read this book, pick it up immediately and read it. It was so good. Everyone in our book club really loved it. They're turning it into a movie, and Blake Crouch is actually writing the screenplay currently, so that's going to be fantastic. I'm going to be really excited about that. But yeah, Dark Matter, wonderful. There are 2 books I'm currently in the middle of. One of them is Tropical Depression by Jeff Lindsay. This is his first book in the Billy Knight series that he has started writing. And this one was the one that I picked out for my TBR jar pick for the month of February. And I'm almost halfway through. I am really enjoying it. I just haven't been picking up anything it's been very sporadic the last week or 2. So that's kind of why it's just taking me a little bit longer to get through it. But it is really good. I'm enjoying it. It's a detective series, and our main character is retired. However, he gets pulled back into his old crew back in LA, and it's really good so far. I'm really enjoying it. He's kind of trying to help figure out the murder of one of his colleagues. So I am enjoying it. I just need to sit down and concentrate on it. The other one that I'm in the middle of right now is Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. I'm actually listening to this on audiobook, so I'm listening in the car and at the gym, and I'm probably 4 hours into it right now. It's about I think it's like a 13 or 14 hour book, so I'm still kind of towards the beginning, like first quarter of it. And so far, it's okay. It's not blowing my mind right now, and I have to really, really pay attention because the names are kind of interesting, and I'm trying to make sure I keep everybody straight. So I don't know, we'll see. But I think I'm about 11 chapters in right now. And so I'm just gonna keep going and see like when the action picks up what's gonna happen. But this is a young adult science fiction novel, so I'm kind of trying to get used to the setting and planets and stuff like that. But so far it's okay. I do want to go ahead and talk about some of the books that I DNF'd, because I DNF'd 2 books this month, which is rare for me. I don't DNF very often, but I'm really at a point right now where if I'm almost halfway through a book and I'm just not wanting to pick it up or I'm not enjoying it, I'm not going to finish reading it. It does take a lot for me to DNF, but I've done it twice this month, so yeah. The first one is a book that I picked up from the library, and I have since taken it back, but that is History of Wolves by Emily Lindelon, I think it was her last name, something. And I don't know, this one to me was a little bit boring, and it was kind of borderline giving me the heebie-jeebies. It was following a 14-year-old girl who lives, I think, in Wisconsin or something very, very north where there's tremendous snowstorms. But she's in high school and was dealing with a teacher who she thought maybe would have been interested in her sexually, and she almost tried to make a move on him and he didn't respond, and she kind of got upset about that. But then he was accused later of sexually assaulting another student, and it was, you know, someone pretty and blah, blah, blah. And so this girl was upset that it wasn't her. And it was really weird, especially since she kind of, all the descriptions when she talked about this teacher was kind of gross. So I don't know. It was weird and a little bit boring. Like I said, I got almost halfway through and I really didn't feel like anything had really happened. And it just kind of gave me like an icky feeling, and I didn't want to continue. So I'm going to DNF that one and just let it be that. Another one that I DNF'd was The Lace Reader by Brunonia Barry. And this one, I, again, got halfway through it and I was really, really bored. Again, halfway through, nothing had really happened. I wasn't understanding the whole point of the story. I knew from the synopsis what the story was supposed to be about, but I didn't get that from the book, like reading it. And if you're going to take more than halfway through the book to get to the meat of it, I don't know. You're going to lose me on that one. So I'm going to DNF this one as well, and it's fine. I don't miss reading it right now. Okay, so let's talk about The Chemist by Stephanie Meyer. Oh my word. Okay. That one I actually started. However, I checked it out from one of my libraries. I have 2 local libraries here that I utilize. I checked it out from one of them, waited way too long to get it started, and then realized I had to take it back in 5 days. And I checked up on the status of it on my account, and I was not going to be able to renew it because someone had put a hold on it. So I knew there was no way I was going to read over a 500-page book in 5 days. I just wasn't going to be able to do it. So I just went ahead and took it back and didn't get to start it. But then I went to my other library and put a hold on it there, so that way when the next person had turned it in, I was able to grab it. So I got that one. Again, waited too long to start it. I actually did start it though, and I was just checking up on my account, to see if I was going to be able to renew it or not, and I wasn't going to be able to because someone put a hold on it. So I got about 20 pages in and just wasn't able to do it in time before I had to take it back. So I might just need to let the hype on this one die down a little bit before I recheck it out again. That way, I'll make sure like next time I will get it and then start it immediately. Try to finish it in those 2 weeks, and so I don't have to worry about it. But right now I think it's just an extremely popular one for people to check out. So I might just have to wait a month or 2, which is fine. But I did read 20 pages, and of those 20 pages, I really did enjoy it. So I do definitely still want to read it. I just wasn't able to do it in the time frame this time. So, oh well. And then the other two that I was not able to get to was Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare, which is the first book in her Infernal Devices series. I want to continue on in the Shadowhunters world. I just wasn't able to get to it this month. And then Caraval by Stephanie Garber, which is my most anticipated book of this year. But I'm going to roll that over into March, so I will be talking more about that one tomorrow. And that's it, guys. So that is 3 books total, and then in the middle of 2 of them, so that's not too bad. But I will be back tomorrow and talk about what I plan to read in the month of March. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I talked about. Let me know what your favorite book was in February, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Hope you guys have a great day.